What does a very slow first half hustle, what does rain, what does very slow volume of orders, and a DoorDash crash all have in common? Find out on this segment of the Gig Geezer. I am hoping that I can turn around what was a disastrous first half hustle, in my opinion. Today is Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. And I start off this evening hustle with an $8.25 DoorDash order from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut is a place that I have completed less than 5 orders. Most orders that come across on Pizza Hut are horrible. They are bottom dollar, no tip orders. This one is for $8.25, so I guess there is some type of a tip on there. And it appears that it's going to an apartment complex, and when I look a little further, it looks like it's going to an apartment that I have delivered to before. Now, if this is your first time checking out the Gig Geezer, hey, thanks for coming by. And if you would not mind, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. And if you're a returning visitor of the Gig Geezer, hey, thanks for coming back. Now, the first half hustle ended at $84 and change, just south of $85. And if you've been somewhat of a regular visitor of the Gig Geezer, I have shared what I consider each hustle. Like between anything below $75 is an absolute debacle, and that's the way the first half hustle was until I got at the end of things after a very horrible day, very horrible experience thus far. I got a $11 rub-up order that brought me to $84 and change. Anything between $75 and $84 is saving face territory. Between $75 and $84, between $75 and $84 saving face. From $85 to $99 is keeping it close or making it close. My goal is $100. So anything between $100 and $124 is what I consider okay as a good number. From $124 to $125 to $149 is strong, and putting up a number is anything $150 or more on a half hustle. And typically, again, my hustles normally last between 3.5 these days, from 3.5 to 5 hours. This first half hustle went 5 hours. So 5 hours, $84. That's not Gig Geezer type pace or money. That's how slow it was. And it wasn't so much as a steady flow of junk orders. I just wasn't seeing any orders coming through. That's how slow it was today. And I'm certain and I have seen other drivers talk about this, but this is the first time I've really seen it to where across all the apps that I work, nothing. It's so ironic right now in late June 2022, we're talking about just hoping to see a steady flow of orders come across our screen. Just a year ago, and definitely 2 years ago, I mean, you'd have to turn off an app or two just to manage the flow of orders that were coming through. And when you'd start out on a hustle, you were expecting to catch a big order or a nice double stack order to start your hustle, but that's not the case. Like I said, in June 2022, you're just hoping to see something, hoping to get something that you can work with, and then go from there. All right, so we're coming up on the apartment complex, and like I said, this is someone I've dropped off to previously, and so I'll get back with you with something else. I got to share this. This turned out to be somewhat of a hand it to me, although the instructions said to make this a contactless delivery order. However, the customer greeted me at the door with her young son. I guessed right what I thought was his age. I said, "Are you 3?" And she says, "Oh, no. Tell him how old you just turned." And he says, "I'm 4 years old." So he's at that stage that a well-known comedian used to talk about kids at that age. "I'm 3. I'm 4." Yeah, I remember at that age. I always wanted to make myself a year older. And I think in part, or at least at that stage in life in particular, I always wanted to make myself a year older because that would put me on pace with all my classmates. Throughout my time, I was always a year to 2 years younger than my classmates. Now, the reason why I have y'all coming along with me for this particular segment of the Gig Geezer is the fact that, yes, I started off so badly. If this was 2020, 2021, I wouldn't even think anything of it. And that I probably would bet money that I would finish at $200 or more. But that's not the case now. And I guess you could say in some ways I've been very fortunate, in some ways because of the market I'm at. Or it may be an attribution to me having been rather proficient in working multiple apps. Either way, all that is, I want to say, really doesn't matter right now, today, June 23rd. It doesn't matter. What I do know is that since early February, I want to say somewhere around February 7, since February 7, there have only been 3 occasions in which I've gone out and completed both a first and a second half hustle in which I failed to make $200 or more. So these winning streaks have been 44 consecutive days, 32 consecutive days, 18 consecutive days, and currently somewhere around 23 consecutive days. So I guess you know what, given with some of the recent content that I've put up, it's safe to say that I have made it a very regular occurrence. So, so far in the second half also, I've seen about 6 orders come across. One of them I've accepted. The rest of them have been under $5. That's not good. And so I'm migrating to an area that I'm hoping that could yield some orders, but you just never know. One thing I do notice that when I have extremely slow days or extremely rough days, I end up putting in a lot of miles, or more miles than I usually do. And that seems to be the case as it is right now. I guess that's a casualty. That goes with the business, or it's a casualty of the business, one way or another. Ideally, you don't want to put in a lot of miles. Even though I talk about how mileage is 1099's best friend, I know that I still have a vehicle that I must maintain. I know that there's money that I'm putting in the tank. There's oil that I have to change. In fact, as I shared in a recent Gig Geezer segment, I got up, was a Sunday morning, changed the oil in both vehicles, and that cost me $83 to buy three 5-quart three 5-quart containers of 5-weight 20 motor oil, and then 2 oil filters. $83, man. And let's not even talk about gas, but yeah, oil. I mean, the cost to change oil, and that's me doing my oil. I noticed on another content creator's channel, he shared in recent days that he spent $92 for an oil change, and I think that's him taking it to get it done. And I'm doing it myself, and I'm like, man, the cost has doubled just to do oil changes. I obviously by default, because of me being further along in life, I recall when it cost less than $10 to change your oil, and that's doing it yourself, buying 5 quarts of oil and getting an oil filter, and it was less than $10. All right, now one thing I've shared in the past with Gig Geezer segments, my goal is usually to complete anywhere between 7 to 9 orders. Because of where I'm at right now, having completed just 1 order, I'm gonna have to have the right orders to get anywhere close to my stated goals for today. As it is right now, it looks like we're getting some summer rain or some humidity induced rain here, and it's just a few sprinkles on my vehicle. But it certainly would be nice if the ocean just turned upside down in the metropolitan area, forcing people who normally in their reaction to go on the apps. There is talk of people who are getting out of doing the gig deliveries, but what I am seeing, at least in my market, I am seeing a lot more people doing it. And I'm pretty sure you're seeing the same thing. And that's because folk are trying to grab onto something that can get them money, like right here, right now. You know, one of the biggest selling points about the gig work, and at least when you do DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, Instacart, Ship It, Point Pickup, Roadie, it's basically all of them, Uber, Lyft, is that's money you can access the same day. You have the option to allow it to deposit in your account once a week, weekly, but that's money that you can access every day. And I think that's what that's why I think a lot of people are doing it, because they got things that have to be taken care of, like today, yesterday. And I don't knock people for coming out here and doing what they're doing, not for that reason. It looks like the next order is going to be $8.87, one item, Uber Eats from CVS. Again, I am trying to make something happen. I'm not going to say this is being creative. This is just sheer trying to make something happen, given where I'm at least in today's hustle. Funny, I would say that I'm just trying to make something happen in terms of creating volume for myself. It looks like I've just created an opportunity in which I am stacking orders across multiple apps. The CVS order, if I am able to complete that order, is actually that order is actually about 5-6 minutes away from the store. But I accepted an order, 7 items for $12, and it's going to a hotel further up, about 10 minutes beyond that drop-off location. And so what may be happening is that 7-item $12 order, and it could be a fairly nice double play. I'm kind of talking rather cautiously at this time because of just where I'm at. I guess I don't have a lot of confidence right now. My confidence is a little rocked after today's first half hustle. And by the way, I missed a $26 Petco Instacart order, but who knows? Now there could have been a mileage factor and a time factor with that order, and so jumping at $26 may not have been the wisest thing. So I'm about to go inside CVS, and then I got to go right down the street to Village Idiot for the DoorDash order. Okay, everyone, checking back with you. I am about 1.75 hours into this second half hustle, and I just dropped off a Uber Eats order for $11.58. Prior to that was the double stack that I managed to connect the dots with. The DoorDash order from Village Idiot Pizza paid $17.25. And the other Uber Eats order, the initial one that started this little run here from CVS, is supposed to pay $8.83. And now I am at $130 and change at this juncture, or about $46 into this hustle. So I'm trying to let this bug out here. So I am trying to make it happen. It's not, the orders aren't coming at any significant pace. In fact, I've been kind of contemplating other ideas in terms of building my the Gig User channel. In fact, I've already come up with a new name for the channel, or my channel, and I've also come up with another name because I used to publish books, and so I've come up with a new name for the publishing arm of my ventures once I decide to write books again. So it's been a day of reflection and just thinking of other things. You know, you don't want to for me at this juncture in life, I can't depend solely on gig economy, and I'm trying to diversify in many ways as I can, just like I'm certain that a lot of you are also trying to do. I mean, you see that the gig economy is not forever, in the sense that it's not something that you may not be motivated to do day in and day out. And given the uncertainty of making money day in and day out, why not work on other things to develop other develop other income streams? There's no shame in that. Okay, I am 2 hours into this hustle. I just dropped off a Grubhub order for $9 and change. I think it was like $9.15, somewhere in there, $9 and change. And I have in hand with me, and I'm just a few minutes away from dropping off this order, a DoorDash for $8 from Freddy's Custard. and that's going to put me at about a buck 47, maybe buck 48, and about somewhere's about $65 in 2 hours for this hustle. So one thing is for certain, I have completed a lot of orders, but they just have not been the desirable geezer type money orders, and that happens. You have days like that where you just have to just keep at it, keep grinding. Usually, as I've shared, I try to complete anywhere between 7 to 9 orders. I'm at 6 already. Now, unless I catch a couple of those catering type orders or the big paying orders, I'm gonna have to keep on again grinding away, getting those $8 and $9 and $10 orders if they come along, and hopefully stringing them together. So that's where I'm at this juncture, 2 hours into the hustle. Now, the DoorDash app has just gone crazy. I suspect there's some form of a crash that's occurred, because sometimes we're seeing orders at least pop up, but we're not seeing them actually on the screen. I've already uninstalled and installed the app once already, and it's not doing anything. I was able to mark the CVS order as delivered, and so the app keeps timing me out depending on how many times orders have been passed. Meanwhile, I've accepted I'm being creative now. I've accepted a $10 and change Grubhub order from Angel Chinese. That's going to send me back in the direction of a stacked Uber Eats order for $20 and change that I accepted from Baker Sports Bar and Grill. Now, that's going to bring me around a buck 96 and leaving me just one order away from hopefully declaring victory for today, despite all the craziness that's occurred. So I'll keep you updated on what's going on. Again, meanwhile, the DoorDash app has just gone stupid. It keeps telling me it's sending me an order, but I've not looked at it or accepted it. But how can I even respond when the app keeps ghosting out on me? Doesn't make any sense. But that's DoorDash for you. Another thing is that I'm kind of competing against the clock right now. And the reason why I'm competing against the clock is because when I did the CVS order, I tried to put my charger back in, and my phone is telling me I can't do anything with my the connection because there may be moisture in there, so it tells you to unplug the phone. So I'm at 80% right now and steadily decreasing. That's where I'm at. So hopefully I can just get this done before the phone dies on me. That's the other factor now. I certainly won't try to do an Instacart unless it's going to be one that's worth my while. Because Instacart usually runs a lot of battery. At least that's been my experience. So DoorDash app crashing, phone with moisture in it, so it does not allow me to plug it up to charge. Interesting combination. Stay tuned. So the question was in the intro, what does a very slow first half hustle, what does slow volume, what does rain, and a DoorDash crash all have in common? Well, they were obstacles that the gig geezer had to overcome in yesterday evening's hustle. And somehow, some way, I managed to get a W. In fact, the order that put me over the $200 mark for the day was a $14.35 offer from Sonic on Uber Eats. And the order actually paid $15.19, bringing my total for the day to $214 and change. And so for the evening hustle, I put in 4.75 hours and made right at about $130, which to me was probably not a small accomplishment given what all I had to deal with. Um, if there's anything to take from last night's hustle, is just I think you can tell my determination to go out there and make money as I do every day, and hopefully that may be motivation to you in your respective hustle and grind. And so if you like the content that's been provided in this segment of the Gig Geezer or in any other segment of the Gig Geezer, hey, hit that subscribe button. Give my content a thumbs up. Share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. I'm Inwood Lane, and as always, may your grind and may your hustle continue.